So Councilor Condon is here. I think we're going to call to order. So Council will come to order. All rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And please remain standing for a moment of silence in honor of our veterans, servicemen and women, and those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. And I believe Councilor Taylor would also like to do another recognition. Let me get you up there. All right, let's see. There we go.
Thank you. I'd like to do a moment of silence for Frank Stella, who is a Malden-born artist who passed away, sadly, on Saturday. I think many of us who have family who were born in the city were probably delivered by his father. His mother was an amazing artist as well, and he brought so much to Malden and kept giving back. So I'd like a moment of silence for him.
Thank you, Councilor Taylor. All right, and Councilor Condon, let's see. Councilor Condon?
Yes, I'd like to ask for a moment of silence for a longtime historical society member. He recently, the Vice Chair, Joe Cesario, and he unfortunately passed away, but he gave a lot to the city, and he also gave a lot to St. Peter's. Thank you. Could I have a moment of silence?
Thank you. Thank you, Councilor Condon. Any other acknowledgements? All right, so let's, clerk will call the roll.
Councilor Clone Hayes. Here. Councilor Condon. Here. Councilor Crowe. Here. Councilor Linehan. Here. Councilor McDonald. Here. Councilor O'Malley. Here. Councilor Sika. Here. Councilor Simonelli. Here. Councilor Spatafora. Councilor Taylor. Here. Council President Winslow.
Here. Under the provisions of the open meeting law, for those of you in attendance, please be informed that UMA, Urban Media Arts, will be recording this evening's meeting. So just be aware, there will be audio and video recordings of this meeting. First order of business.
Actually have one public comment that was sent via email.
So that next order of business is public comment. Public comment is allowed under our rules. Each speaker is limited to subject matter relevant to the evening's agenda and must keep their comments to 2 minutes or less. Clerk, do we have anybody signed up? So do we have one person?
Via email.
Via email. So we have an email to read. So
I
clerk.
don't know if there's anybody signed up, but
Okay, Councilor O'Malley, check. It doesn't look, but let's double check. That's all right. All right. Okay, so we have no person, but we do have at least one public comment that was in. Clerk, please read that into the record.
Dear Malden City Council, please take this comment regarding tabled paper 99-24. Resolve that it is the sense of the City Council that the body would like the Community Preservation Committee to reconsider the application for historic preservation of 15 Ferry Street, the M. Ida Converse Building, known by City Assessor's Parcel ID 075272211, in a modified form so as to preserve the building through an alternative location for the building. It has been communicated in the past that it is both costly and risky to relocate this historic building located at 15 Ferry Street. If the city is able to identify any land where that building could be relocated, I would like to suggest that the city also consider offering negotiable land to the developer so that new construction could be built elsewhere and the building at 15 Ferry Street could remain in place. As this might pertain to the idea of moving the building to the adjacent parking lot at 215 Ferry Street, that lot is slightly larger than the combined footprint of 15 Ferry Street and 1 Salem Street. I would request that the language of the current paper be amended to explore not just relocation of the building at 15 Ferry Street, but land swaps as well, if other options are going to be discussed. Regards, John Saya, 39 Pierce Street, Malden.
All right, thank you very much. So, all right, so next on the agenda is the consent agenda. This evening's consent agenda consists of 2 meeting minutes to be approved for the council, 2 appointments to be confirmed, 11 petitions to be referred to license, and 2 papers being referred to a joint session of ordinance and finance. Does any councilor have a desire to remove any of these items from the consent agenda for the purpose of further discussion? Motion to approve by Councilor Sika, seconded by Councilor Crowe. All those in favor? Aye. So those items on the consent order are so moved forward. Thank you.
Point of order.
Yes, Morgan, yeah.
Can I?
Yeah, I'm sorry, 1 second. Yeah. Councilor McDonald, yeah.
Yeah, just as a point of order, I just wanted to clarify that by approving the consent agenda as we just did, we referred the paper 23524 and 23624, the firefighter salary schedule to a joint Rules and Ordinance and Finance Committee meeting,
Yep.
at which, if I can say, I think we're hoping to schedule next week. So we just did that.
Right. Thank you for that clarification, Councilor McDonald. Yeah, so that's proceeding, and we will be discussing that matter in next Finance and Rules and Ordinance Committee. All right. So next order of business, hearings, petitions, memorials, and remonstrances. How would we say that? Remonstrances. Not monstrances, but all right. All right, so we have a public hearing. Clerk, can you read the paper related to the
Council will
public
hold public hearing on Comcast petition to install underground conduit, paper 237-24 petition, Comcast Cable Communications Management LLC to lay and maintain underground conduits and manholes to service 57 Lincoln Street. Hearing required.
So I now declare the public hearing open. Do we have a representative from, we have Comcast here? Thank you. Great. Oh, 1 second, sorry. Just let me, please start over.
Speak a little slower, too.
Oh, yeah.
Do it again.
Okay, sorry.
Dave Walling, Comcast, 9 Forbes Road, Woburn, Massachusetts, would like to speak in favor of the Comcast petition to place 50 feet of conduit for the purpose of providing service to number 57 Lincoln Street.
All right, thank you. Go ahead, please speak. All right. Is that, you just want to speak in favor? Does anybody have questions? Would you like to, any further explanation, or Councilor Linehan, you have any questions or comments? Or, 1 second, right, let me get called up here. Great.
Thank you. So this falls within my ward on the west side. The only question I had came from our city engineer. He wanted clarification, since we are getting ready to pave the street, that in the event that it's, ideally this could be done before the paving this summer, but in the event that that either has to be done right after or gets too close, would you be willing to use stabilizers for your equipment so that we don't have damage to the freshly paved street, essentially? If you have heavy equipment on street to do that.
Yeah, well, our plan is to do the work before, I believe National Grid's out there doing work now. So
Yep.
our plan is to, if approved tonight, we would apply for the street opening permit right away.
Okay.
And do the work before any paving.
Okay, yeah, I mean, from my perspective, that would definitely be ideal, and I know we've talked through, the placement of the utilities and trees, and there's no other concerns, so as far as I'm concerned, I don't have any other questions or issues.
Okay, so does anyone else want to speak in favor of the project? Okay, hearing none, I declare that part of the hearing closed. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition of the petition, please come forward and state your name and address for the record. All right. Okay, and just the clerk just would like you to spell your last name for the record. Thank you.
FLEWELLING.
All right, thank you very much. And then, not seeing anyone in opposition, I declare that part of the hearing closed. And then on Councilor Linehan's motion to grant, seconded by Councilor Simonelli, that will be the following conditions: that the engineer be called when dig safe is notified, and that the streets and sidewalks be restored to the satisfaction of the Director of Public Works. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, that petition is granted. Thank you very much. Great. Next order of business, communications. Clerk, would you like to read that paper?
Paper 238-24, communication. During the meeting of April 30th, 2024, the council unanimously voted to enter into executive session with legal counsel for the city in accordance with Exemption 7, Massachusetts General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A7, to comply with or act under the authority of any general or special law or federal grant and aid requirement in order to act on the periodic review of those executive session minutes listed herein. Council vote is required prior to release of the executive session minutes of the following dates: May 20, 2014, June 17, 2014, August 19, 2014, September 30th, 2014, October 14, 2014, November 18, 2014. A motion was made by Councilor Seega, seconded by Councilor Crowe, to release the aforementioned executive session minutes pending appropriate redaction at the discretion of the city solicitor. The order was adopted by the following roll call vote. Yea, Cologne Hayes, Condon, Crowe, Linehan, McDonald, Seega, Simonelli, Taylor, Winslow. The nays were 0, absent was O'Malley and Spatafora.
Okay, so on, do we have any questions about that? Let's see, let me get Councilor O'Malley, you.
I just, unfortunately, I had to miss the meeting, and I just wanted to thank the city solicitor, the city clerk, and the council president for moving forward on these papers. As you all know, meeting minutes and executive session particularly has been something that I really cared about. So the fact that I wasn't there and y'all were able to do this, it really means a lot to me. So thank you.
Okay, yes, and then I know the, so right now we're just being asked to place this on file. Will that, and then the solicitor's office will complete that review?
She
and then
said that
release it?
she expected to be done with her review this week, and as soon as she is done with that, then I will post them in the appropriate places through Legistar and Agenda Center.
And so we don't have to take any further actions because we did an executive session. All right. So, yeah, so I
That
just
would
want to
be
say on
correct.
Counselor McDonald's motion to receive and place the communication on file, seconded by Counselor Taylor. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The communication is placed on file. Next order of business.
Paper 239-24, Committee Report. The Standing Committee on License, to whom was referred papers 192, 198, 199, 201 through 207, series of 2024, having considered the same, make the following report. Committee recommends these petitions out favorably to the full council.
On Counselor Sika's motion to receive the committee report, seconded by Counselor Crowe. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? The report is received. Clerk will read the papers.
Paper 192-24, petition, fortune teller, Chris Bergen, Full Heart Tarot, 73 Linden Avenue, new. Paper 198-24, petition, pool tables, AOH, Division 12, 259 Charles Street, one table, renewal. Paper 199-24, petition, pool tables, Club 24 Incorporated, 787 Salem Street, two tables, renewal. Paper 201-24, petition, pool tables, Italian-American War Vets, 40 Oakland Street, one table, renewal. Paper 202-24, petition, pawnbroker, Golden Diamonds, etc., Incorporated, 27-29 Pleasant Street, renewal. Paper 203-24, petition, secondhand dealer, Golden Diamonds, etc., Incorporated, 27-29 Pleasant Street, renewal. Paper 204-24, petition, secondhand dealer, AM Design Jewelry, 664 Salem Street, renewal. Paper 205-24, petition, secondhand dealer, GameStop, 44 Broadway, Suite A, 110, renewal. Paper 206-24, petition, self-service gas station, Gibbs Oil Company, LP, 728 Main Street, renewal. Paper 207-24, petition, self-serve gas station, Wash Depot Incorporated, 333 Eastern Avenue, renewal.
So, Counselor Sika for the committee, and I got you before. I'm getting it.
Thank you, Council President.
You're
Last week, the License Committee met to discuss these petitions. We spoke to the compliance guys. Nobody had any issues. There was a unanimous vote out of committee to grant these petitions. Motion to grant the petitions.
Okay, Counselor Sika moves to grant the petition, seconded by Counselor O'Malley. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Those petitions are hereby granted. Did you have, what, let's see, Counselor O'Malley had one more question.
I had meant to say, I appreciate the work of the committee. As y'all know, for a long time, I've been trying to get Gibbs Gas Station to address some of the things at their property. They have addressed it. Thank you for bearing with me over the years. We were able to get it closed, so thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Counselor O'Malley. All right, next paper.
Paper 240-24, Committee Report, the Standing Committee on Personnel and Appointments, to whom was referred Paper 140, Series of 2024, having considered the same, make the following report. Committee recommends this appointment out favorably to the full council.
All right, so on Counselor Hayes' motion to receive the committee report, seconded by Counselor Taylor. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? The committee report is received. Clerk will read the paper.
140-24, council reappointment, Rachel Running, 51 Belleville Street of Ward 8, as a member of the Community Preservation Committee, appointed July 31st, 2020, term to expire March 15th, 2026, and to commence upon confirmation by the City Council.
Counselor Colin Hayes for the committee.
Thank you.
Oh, 1 second. Oh, yeah, let's see, here we go. All right, there you go.
Okay, thank you very much. So we had a great meeting with Rachel Running. She had come up for a reappointment, so it was very interesting to hear where she felt, how things were going and her view for the future, and answered some great questions, and it was just a pleasure meeting with her, and it was referred out, I believe it was unanimously, for approval.
So any questions from the council or comments? All right. So, all right, so on Counselor Colin Hayes' motion to confirm the reappointment of Rachel Running, seconded by Counselor Sika. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, the appointment is confirmed. Next order of business.
Docket's clear.
Well, the docket is clear. I just have a question on table paper 18524. Is there any update on that, Counselor O'Malley? Okay, all right, yeah, just,
Do you want to vote to take it off the table
All
so we
right,
can
so-
enter into discussion?
all right, so yeah, let's vote. Okay, what, yeah, what?
No, we're not,
He's just giving an update, and then we'll retable it, right, so yeah. All right, so on Counselor O'Malley's motion to take the paper off the table, seconded by Counselor Simonelli. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right, the paper is off the table. Counselor O'Malley, just for an
Yep.
update.
Yeah, so, so on this particular paper, one of the things that we had been tasked, Counselor Crowe and I, is to reach out with our legal team and our procurement team. Nick Pernice was super helpful from the procurement perspective, and was able to provide me kind of a 6-page explanation of what we need to do when it comes to this. The legal department is currently drafting a step-by-step process of what the city council needs to do from a legal perspective when we want to acquire or dispossess property. So we're just waiting on that at this point, but they're working on it. I can share the document that Nick provided to me to the council. I'll send that during this meeting, so it's a record that I'm sending this to everyone for informational purposes.
All right, so thank you for that informational update, Counselor O'Malley, and then I guess we want to just make a motion to put it back on the table.
I'd move to place it on the table.
So motion by Counselor O'Malley to put it on the table, second by Counselor Sika. All those in favor? Aye. Any opposed? All right, so that paper is retabled. And now we are, the docket is clear. We're open to personal privilege now. So let's see. Counselor McDonald, looks like you're up first. All right.
Thank you. I wanted to thank everybody who came out to the Green Malden Fair, which was a great event, second annual. A lot of thanks to our city staff who did a lot of the planning. I saw a lot of my colleagues there. Thank you, Councilor Crowe, for handing out some bike helmets, among others. And so it was just a really great event, and look forward to doing that next year. I wanted to give everybody a preview to our budget process this year, and talk through some of the schedule briefly, and give you a chance to give me any feedback about that schedule before we, start booking that all in place. So next week, I expect that we will have the actual budget order to be submitted to the council. This is not surprising because it's, the 45 days before the end of the fiscal year as required. This will be the meeting to do it. So we expect that will be added. That will be added to the docket for next week. And then from there referred to Finance Committee for discussion and meetings on this. I talked to Councilor Linehan. We're hoping to hold the Joint Rules and Ordinance and Finance Committee also next week, which will give us a chance to go over the papers about the new firefighter salary schedule. It will also give us a chance to come back to our conversations, brainstorming new sources of income. I know our city staff has been doing some research on fees and histories of votes and some other things, so we'll have a chance to take a look at that. On May 21st and May 28th and June 4th, we will likely have Finance Committee meetings to review the budget. On the 21st, we'll get an overview in committee from the mayor's finance team that'll go over big picture trends, income, things like that. On the 28th and the 4th, we'll probably do meetings with our city departments. I'm sure one of those will be the schools, but I have not reached out to them yet to talk about scheduling for that. And then we'll have another night where we can have other departments come in, anybody we haven't heard from recently, any area where we particularly want to dig in if there are changes that we want to talk about. Last year, I think we heard from the fire department and the library and IT services. So maybe we want to mix it up a little bit. So I will be sending a note to department directors that if any of them would like to come in and talk to us about their budget, we'll make space for that. If you all have particular departments that you would like to hear from besides the schools, let me know and we'll see if we can fit that in. On June 11th, tentatively, we're hoping to have our public hearing as required by our rules. And I'm hoping that public hearing can actually also include a brief presentation about the budget with our city staff for folks who are just tuning in. We will make sure that we live stream, via Zoom all of our budget committee meetings as we have in the past, as we often do in finance. But for that evening with the public hearing where folks can come in and offer their public comment, would love to have a brief presentation for folks who are just tuning in, and ideally even some Q&A, an opportunity for our residents to ask questions. Hopefully that'll make for a more engaging experience. My goal is to have 5 people show up to this meeting, because last year it was 0 for the public hearing. So we're building from the ground up. This is one of the most important decisions that we make, so if you're watching this at home, please come on down to our public hearing when we get that scheduled. That'll give us a chance to then potentially vote on the budget in the Finance Committee on the 11th or the 18th. Both the 18th and the 25th are full council days, so we would then be able to vote on a budget approval on the 18th or the 25th. And we always try to not jam it up to the last meeting. Give us a little space in case we get surprises from the state or anything else. So that's my preliminary schedule. We just went over this today. I'm happy to send that in an email through Lisa so that you all have that for reference. And then you can let Lisa know if you have any requests on the schedule or any feedback. But at the point next week when we had the budget introduced, I'm going to publish this schedule with our intentions. So please let me know if you have any questions. Thank you all.
Great. Thank you, Councilor McDonald. Councilor Simonelli.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just wanted to inform everybody, Wayne Martineau had his surgery this week. I know that you all know Wayne, or most of you know Wayne. He's a childhood friend of mine, worked for the MRA. Now I think he's working in inspectional services. He used to babysit me, probably say that he's still babysitting me. But I just want to wish him a speedy recovery. Wayne's a good guy, good father, good husband, good friend. So, I know that you all were hoping to hear what was going on with him, so that's been the latest. All right? So, thank you.
Councilor Colon Hayes.
Thank you. So I just wanted to talk about a couple of things. This weekend, we have the Malden Great Outdoors is going to be holding an event, and Karen Buck had reached out to me, so I'll be speaking on her behalf as a paddler and also as an advocate for access. The Great Malden Outdoors, it's called, is going to be on Saturday, May 11th, from 10 a.m. to 12 at the Malden Public Library. And so I hope I see you all there. Then also for Malden Reads, I'll be leading a book discussion on being human, and that is Monday, May 13th at 6:30 p.m. at the Emmanuel Baptist Church. Pastor Wayne Gady will be doing that along with me. And there is Malden, we're doing a bingo night, and if someone has this date, I'm frantically trying to look it up, but there is a music bingo night to raise money for Juneteenth celebration that we'll be having on June 19th at Lincoln Commons, and this bingo night, music bingo, which is a lot of fun, is going to be held at the Irish American, and I'm hoping by now
May
someone found that.
17th.
Thank you very much. I was going to say May 17th. That's why we have 11 of us up here, so thank you so much.
All right, great, Counselor Hayes. Counselor O'Malley.
Thank you, Council President. I just want to congratulate the new inductees to the Malden High School Alumni Association, who include Philip Bino, class of 79, Jordan Shapiro, class of 1960, Norman Silverman, class of 1954, Charles Desmond, class of 1963, James Barretto, class of 1973, Emery Haskell, our fire commissioner, 1973, also a lot of 73s. Paul Cieswerder, class of 1960, and last but not least, our very own former council president and Ward 7 city councilor, Neil Anderson, who is the class of 1962. So congratulations to all the recent inductees. Oh, and you don't want me at bingo, because I once went to bingo and called bingo when I didn't have bingo. And you know how quickly that pisses off a giant room of people? So I will not.
Okay. So I think Counselor Crowe has something to remind us of all of this weekend. So Counselor Crowe.
Well, I first want to say Happy Mother's Day to all those mothers out there. This Sunday is Mother's Day. And, you know, people are welcome to come down to Anthony's, 9:30 to 11:30 for a Mother's Day breakfast, our annual Ward 1 Mother's Day breakfast that was started actually with Councilor Eleanor Cushing. And so when he was a councilor, Gary Christensen and I continued this on, so I'm happy to continue the tradition. So I hope to see you there. And if not, have a wonderful Mother's Day.
Great. Let's see, do we have anybody else up here? Anybody else? All right, so I will talk about a few things. This coming Thursday, May 9th, a Malden Overcoming Addiction is having a comedy night at the Irish American Club from 6:30 to 8:30 p.m., so please come out for that. Happy Mother's Day to everybody coming up on May 12th. On May 13th, which is Monday, the Future of Maplewood Square Committee will be having another community forum from 6 to 8 p.m. to get further feedback on the draft vision for Maplewood Square. So invite residents to come out for that. That's in the cafeteria at Salemwood School. You can see that on the agenda for the agendas, meeting agendas on the city website. And then, let's see, on May 18th, we have Porch Fest happening across the city, and specifically in Maplewood Square from 2 to 5, we're having Maplewood Fest as part of that. So just everybody, that's going to be a fun day. That's going to be a really busy and crazy day across the city. I know that there's graduations going on and health fair down at Salemwood, and a lot of things that are going on in the neighborhood. So, all right, so then Councilor Condon has something here, so let's thank you.
Thank you.
Let's see, oops.
Thank you, Council President. Sorry I forgot
Okay, no
this
problem.
issue, but I'm still getting calls on this electricity situation. Kiri, Councilor McDonald, I hate to do this to you, but could you explain to the people that if they do want to get out, because this person made the phone call to the people there, and they said, no, you opt out from somebody from City Hall. She didn't want any part of it, and he said, call City Hall. They can get you out. She didn't get a letter or anything, you know, so.
Yeah, thank you, Councilor Condit. Can I respond?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
So just to let folks know, so we have had 2 community meetings on the Malden Community Electricity Program, and if you go to maldencommunityelectricity.com, you can actually watch the recordings if folks want to know what was shared. We also have presentation slides in English, simplified Chinese, Portuguese, Spanish, and Vietnamese. And this Monday's presentation was also recorded in Cantonese. So there's some options there to review the whole content. So to your question, under our contract with our energy provider and under state law, you are able to leave the program at any time. The deadline to leave or to sign up before it takes effect is May 13th. So that's coming right up. So you can complete the form that's on the Malden Community Electricity website. If you go to the homepage, you go under the chart of all of the rates. You can see there's a link that says to choose a different product. Click here. You can do that. If you received the letter, you had a postcard attached to that. You can also just complete the postcard and mail it back. If you are having any problems or concerns, there's a phone, you can contact City Hall and we can help you. And so you can call our consultants directly if you're having some kind of issue. Their number is 781-236-3482, and that's the Good Energy Consultants that
Can
we
you give it
pay.
again? Please, I write slow.
781-236-3482. Let me also clarify, if you did not receive a letter, you will not be automatically enrolled in the program. There are some reasons why people would not have received letters. Maybe they've put a supplier block on their account. Maybe they have a private supplier. They're already doing something different. It's also possible people may have got letters that, someone accidentally threw it out. So you can always call and confirm. If you're curious, you can always call and confirm. And our consultants know this is a crunch time, so they're available to help folks. But yes, it is a completely opt-out program. There's no requirement to participate. Right now, your standard rate is going to say, the standard rate that we will default into will save you about 20%, 25% on your, on the electrical supply portion of your electrical bill. But again, you don't have to participate. You can opt out at any time. While I'm talking, let me also just say, if you, like me, would like to actually opt up to the Malden 100 option, which is 100% renewable energy, it's another less than a cent per kilowatt hour. You also have to do that by filling out the form. So it's the same form or the same thing you would do to opt out of the program. You can also do that to opt up to 100%, or there's actually a third option, which is Malden Basic, which is the cheapest of all, and you could also do that. So those are, there should be no wrong door on this one, but please reach out if you have questions and concerns to our consultants or to our city staff, and we'll make sure that we get that taken care of.
Thanks.
All right, Councilor Condon, you
Yeah, I'm
good?
all set.
All right,
Thank-
good.
thank you.
So on Councilor Condon's motion to adjourn, seconded by Councilor McDonald. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? We are adjourned. Great. All right. Go